So in the last lecture, we have seen that the operator precedence table grows in the order of n square. So if there are n number of terminals, so the size of the table will be 16. If it is 100, then the size of the table will be 1000. So because it is growing in the order of n square, so if we have many more number of operators in the language, then the table size will grow to a bigger. So the solution for this is the operator function table, and the operator function table, as I told you earlier, whatever terminals we are having on the row side, uh, all those terminals will have function named as f, and the terminals which we are having on the column side will have the terminals named as will have the function named as g. So you can see these are the terminals on the column side. So they have function g, and these are the terminal on the row side. They have function f. So the operator function table, this is the operator function table, and this we will get after generating the precedence function graph, or a precedence graph. So once we will be done with the precedence graph, we will be able to derive the values in the operator function table. So you can see here, to derive or to generate this graph, we will need the help of operator function table. Operator uh, precedence table. You can see the ID, star, plus, and dollar. These are all terminals. The terminal having the highest precedence is at the first level. Similarly here, we have ID because it is having the highest precedence. The ID comes first, then asterisk, then plus, and then the dollar. You can put all f functions at one side and all g functions at one side. That is, you can have gid, g star, gf, and g dollar. Here you can have fid, f star, f plus, and f dollar. But when you will complete the graph, you will find it is little clumsy, and it is little difficult to understand. But if we will keep it in this way, first g function, then f function, then g function, then f function, then the ages which we are getting and whatever graph we'll get at the end will be little bit simplified. So the equal priority or precedence operators, they are at the same level. So you can see ID, ID. So here GID and another function FID. Here star, star. So FID, GID. Here plus, plus. So G plus, F plus, dollar, dollar, F dollar, and the G dollar. Here it is G, F, G, F. Here F, G, F, G likewise. So how you'll draw the ages? So ages is from higher precedence to lower precedence. Age is from higher precedence to lower precedence. Now this precedence, operator precedence table will help us to identify the precedence among the various operators. Now if we'll see f of id and let's say g of star. So if we'll say f of id and g of star. Why g of star? Because these all terminals on the column side are nominated with g function, and here all are nominated with the f function. So f of id and g of star, if we'll see here, so f of id and g of star. So f of id is having more precedence, right? And the age is from higher precedence to lower precedence. So we will have a age from f of id to g of star. Okay. F of id and g of plus. If we'll say f of id and g of plus, so f of id is having more precedence than g of plus. So you will see the age is starting from f of id and it is going till g of plus. Similarly, f of id and g of star. F of id and g of star. So f of id is having more precedence. So age will start from f of id and it will go till g of star. Now, if we'll see f of id and g of dollar, f of id and G of dollar. So f of id is having more precedence. So you can see the age is from f of id and it is going to G of dollar. Now G of id and f of plus. If we'll see G of id here and here f of plus. So G of id is having more precedence. So that is the reason we have this age G of id and f of plus. Next, we have f of plus and G of plus. You can see f of plus and here we have G of plus. So f of plus is having more precedence. That is the reason we have here this arrow. So similarly, we can populate and we can draw all the edges between the different operators. So you can see the edge between G of star and f of plus. G of star here and this is your f of plus. So f of plus is having less precedence and G of star is having more precedence. That is the reason the edge is starting from G of star. Likewise, all this will be drawn. Now, once this graph is completed, you'll find we have to find the longest path between f of id to f of dollar and G of id to G of dollar. That is the highest, the terminal with the highest precedence till the terminal with the lowest precedence. So f of id to f of dollar, if you, what is the longest path to reach to f of dollar from f of id? So you can see it is from G of star, then from G of star it is going to f of plus, then from here it is going to G of plus, and then it is going to the f of dollar. So if we'll see the length of this path is 1, 2, 3, 4. You can find if there is any other path whose path length is more than 4 and we can start from f of id and we can reach to f of dollar. If yes, then you tell me. And similarly, we have this path, longest path, that is starting from G of id till your G of dollar. So the path is from G of id, then f of star, then from f of star to G of star, f of star, then G of star, then f of plus, then G of plus, and then the G of dollar. It is G of id, then f of star, then from f of star it is G of star, then it is going to f of plus, and then it is going to G of plus, and then the G of dollar. So depending upon this, once we have this longest path, find the operator function table. So you can find all these operators terminals here and you can find these functions here. And if you'll see the path from f of plus, f of star, f of id, f of dollar. So f of
मैडम सब f और g तो अल्टरनेटिंग करके जा रहे हैं ना मैम.
So if it is f of plus, f of star, f of id, and f of dollar. So f of dollar, if you want to start from, let's say, f of plus to f of dollar, अगर आपको जाना है, so from f of plus to f of dollar, you can see the path length is 2, right? And from f of star, if you'll see, f of star say G of dollar, f of star is here, so we will reach to the G of dollar. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The path length is 4, and that is the reason you can find here it is 4. Then let's say G of plus. G of plus is in this path. So G of plus say यहाँ पे f of dollar होगा. So f of dollar, the path length will be 1. So यहाँ पे you will get the value 1. Now G of star you can find here. So from this path you can move to G of dollar as per this longest path now. So G of star say G of dollar, here path length will be 3, right? This is how this table is generated, right? I'll modify this graph and this longest path so that then later there will be change in the operator function table also, right? So once I'll modify the PDF and I'll send, I think it will be easier for you to understand, no? Whatever will be the manipulation. Huh? Okay, okay, fine. So after this is, so you can see the size of the function table, it will grow in the order of 2n. That is, if we have 4 terminals, then the size of the operator function table will be 8. So, and if we have 100 terminals, then the size of the operator function table will be 200. Whereas in case of mm, operator precedence table, it was growing till 1000. So this is the reason here you can save the memory. But the disadvantage of this operator function table is it is not capable of handling or detecting all the errors. The way you can see here in the operator precedence table, the id and $, here we have no entries. It means here it is a error, because in any arithmetic statement you will not find a statement like a, if a is one operand, b is another operand, a, we will not have the two consecutive uh, operands, right? And if this is the case, then we will, the statement will have the error, and this error, it can be identified here. But such type of errors, it won't get identified, or it won't get detected at the operator function table, and this is the only disadvantage. But because it saves the memory, this is more acceptable solution.